Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon, and this is episode 37. I'm hoping this will be a short one. I don't have a lot to show this week, but I want to thank everybody who keeps coming back each week to watch. Thank you so much, and a big hello to all the new viewers. Thanks for stopping by. And I want to mention real quick, we have 1 week left of the knit-alongs. Yay! I think they've both been quite successful. The September-October fall-winter accessories knit-along has been amazing. There have been so many great entries and so many inspirational patterns and yarn, and I love looking through all the new ones. I haven't been on Ravelry a whole lot lately, and I'll get to that towards the end of the show. But I wanted to run through and mention the prizes one last time to remind you what you're trying to win for the September-October knit-along. The first winner will win a sock project bag from Slip Stitch Studios, which is being donated directly from them. So I will contact them with the name, real name and Ravelry name of the winner, and then they will send you the bag direct, which is great because it kind of saves me some shipping costs. And then the second winner is going to get a needle nook from Slip Stitch Studios. You can use double pointed needles or a circular needle, and you put them in here, and it's lined with fabric and has a little bit of padding so your needles don't get broken or poke through your bags. And then you just snap the snaps that you need to snap to help keep them closed, and there's this cute little notions pouch on the back, so you can put your stitch markers or cable needles or spare double point in there. And then the third winner will win a set of magnetic bookmarks from Slip Stitch Studios. Both of these are donated by me. And I have a set of these, and I use them all the time. I love these. There's 3 different sizes. So there's one that comes down all the way to the end. And then there's a medium-sized one that comes down to about here. And a short one. They're black with white polka dots. So those are the prizes for that. And then there's 1 week left of our October joint knit-along with Diane of Knittables for our October Halloween monsters. And the prizes for that have been generously donated. The first winner will get a wedge bag from Susan of Girl Cave Bags. I got it right. Which is cute. A very, very generously sized bag lined with red fabric. Very cute. The second winner will get another fabulous wedge bag donated, and these cute little, drop them. These little tags keep getting away like every time I show it. This very cute wedge bag with a nice little wrist handle strap from Melissa, who is known as Mostly Munchies on Ravelry, who does the bags with the zippers for the silver pumpkin. There's a tag in here, and this has really cute coordinating fabric. And it is cute little robots and monsters. Perfect for Halloween. There's a cute little bead on the zipper pull. And then the third prize is this squishy and soft skein of 716 Knit 716 Strong, which is a worsted weight yarn in the Anna Nicole Smith Thinks You're Tacky colorway. And I just love this yarn. I knit one of my frogs out of it. So soft, wonderful to work with. So a huge thank you to Jen of 716 Knit for donating that for a prize. Okay. Moving on, I have one finished object. I didn't even think I'd have one this week because it's been a crazy week, but I got one. Yay! I have 2 socks. So it is, I call them, on my project page, they're my witchy socks. The yarn is Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Ugly Witch stripe colorway. And the pattern, last week I was kind of torn. I didn't know what I was going to do with my heels. I ended up using the Afterthought Heel Socks by Laura Linneman. And it's a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. The original pattern says to cast on either 56 or 64 stitches, I believe with a size 1 needle. Well, I know for me, I like knitting with a size 2 for my socks, so I went in the middle and cast on 60 stitches because that's what works for me. So then you would just adjust the heel. I mean, you do the same thing. The numbers will be slightly different, but it's easy to adjust. It fits me well. I have to admit, I do like gusset socks better for fit. But, I mean, the Afterthought heel socks are just so fun with the way the heel goes. And they are a little damp because I washed them. Because I like washing my socks one time first. And, okay, what I do when I wash my socks, because some people hand wash all their socks. And, okay, I can't do that because it kind of grosses me out. The thought of it. I mean, let's face it, your feet get warm and kind of sweaty in shoes. You can't help it. So I just have a mesh lingerie bag that I got at Walmart in the laundry section. Not like the laundry supply, like cleaning section, like with the soaps and stuff, but in like the housewares department where you buy like your laundry baskets and your hangers and stuff. And I think it was only like $1 or $1 something for this little mesh, like I said, I think it was called the lingerie bag. But I put all my socks in it. So I put all my hand knit socks in this little mesh bag, throw it in the washer, and then I hang them up to dry. And I've never had any problem with felting because I wash them in cold water. So I've never had any problem. But I think it really softens up the yarn. Not that it was, I mean, it's soft to begin with, but I don't know. I just think they're more comfortable after a wash. So I wanted to have these done so I can wear them for Halloween. And the yarn was cute because this was Ugly Witch, and she did a good, bad, and the ugly series. And so I really like this because I wanted something Halloween-y. So yay! Socks. And that's all for finished objects. But I kind of had some startitis this week with my works in progress. So I cast on 3 new projects. Because I just couldn't help myself. Okay, this one is a Christmas gift for my daughter. So I can only work on this like when the kids are in bed or at school or when they're absolutely not around. But it is lace, so I also have to be able to concentrate. Go figure, right? So this is what it looks like so far. It is the Fleur de Lis it has a long title, like the official title. It's like the Fleur de Lis Triangle One Skein Shawl or something like that. It's by Michelle Miller. And it just has, you know, it's the lace pattern. I don't really think it, to me it doesn't make anything out exactly. I've made one of these before. This I think is a great beginner, drop my bag, lace project. This works out really quick. I really like it. Simple, fast, and this is what she wanted. I originally was going to make a Hogwarts Express with this yarn. This yarn is Spinning Fates in the Shiva base in the Remembering Remy colorway. And my daughter loves pink, and I pulled this out of the package, and she was like, mine! So, like I said, I wanted to make a Hogwarts Express because she really wanted one of those, but she loves this pattern. And she's like, that's what I want made out of that pink yarn. So that's what I'm working on. I think I've gotten 6 repeats of the pattern. So I think I have 3 more to go. And then the edging. Like I said, it's a really fast, it's not a huge shawl, but it's bigger it's bigger than a shawlette. But it's a really easy pattern, and I've really enjoyed knitting on it in my Tangerine Designs Lorax bag. I love this bag. The Lorax just makes me happy. Now if they only had Sneetches fabric, I'd be so happy. The Sneetches is my favorite Dr. Seuss book. And then because, I don't know why, I just can't stop knitting socks. Go figure. I call these my gobble gobble socks. I am kind of at the crossroads again. I'm about 5 inches total into the leg, so an inch for the cuff and 4 inches into the actual leg. And I don't know if I'm going to do another afterthought heel. I just might do a gusset because, like I said, just for me, the gusset fits better. But I like the afterthought heel the way it looks. But I plan on wearing these a lot. These are all my colors. There's yellow, orange, red, and brown. And this is Desert Vista Dye Works. Her colors are amazing. And if you love striped sock yarn, she has tons of it. Like, stripes is what she does. I mean, she has other things. There's gradients and variegated, but her stripes are pretty amazing. And her colors are nice and bright and bold. And it's soft. I have to say, I really enjoy, I think this is the Viso, V-I-S-O base. So I really like it, and this colorway is called Grade School Turkey. So I want to wear these on Thanksgiving. My gobble gobble socks. And it's so funny because, you know, people will ask you, well, what's your favorite holiday? And I'm like, my favorite holiday is not Thanksgiving or Halloween or Christmas. It's Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. And people often look at me funny like, Thanksgiving? Who loves Thanksgiving? And I think for me, because, I mean, Halloween's fun. Christmas is great. Love Christmas. Who doesn't love Christmas? You know, usually. You know, normally if people don't like Christmas, there's a backstory. But for me, I love Thanksgiving because with my family, it's like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I'll explain in a minute. Thanksgiving is like Christmas without the greed. So with that being said, everyone comes together for Thanksgiving in my family, and we all come together, and the food is amazing. I mean, I come from a big Italian family. Everybody knows how to cook but me. So I especially love the holidays with my family. But there's none of that, what did I get? Gimme, gimme, gimme. You know, there's none of the gifts. There's none of the giving. It's just being together and being thankful. I mean, to me, like I said, I think it's because I'm a grown-up now. Because I probably, you know, as a kid would have said Christmas, of course. But I love Thanksgiving. I've come to appreciate just the togetherness and the food and not having to do gifts. Not stressing over getting gifts done or having money for gifts or are they going to like it. And I love Thanksgiving. So, and then I started the other one because I have to make sure my socks match with the stripes. So I measure out my stripes and everything and make sure they'll line up, and I do the ribbed cuff of both of them. So then I'll do the leg of that one and then come back to this and go back and forth between the different parts till they're both done. Because I don't like having one sock done, because then you have one sock syndrome. I have 2 feet. That doesn't work. And then the third thing I started, which I feel like, oh good, I finally got it going, and I'm determined to have this done by next week, is I started my Frankie. I have all my stitch markers so I can place everything. Like, here's like the center of his face, because I like to make sure the eyes are centered. So this is knit out of hand spun. The bottom here is, well, it's all no makers. The bottom here is Witch's Brew. So you have some purple and black, green and orange. And then the solid green here is Witch's Brew green and then black. So Amanda of Gnome Acres, who is super awesome, was kind enough to dye up the semi-solids for me to go with the variegated. So that way I could make a Frankie, because you gotta have 3 colors. Ooh, I feel like I got something in my eye. Hopefully not. Sorry about that. So I have to have him done by Halloween. So yay! I'm excited. I love knitting with my hand spun. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to think that, you know, it started off as this little thing of fluff, and now it's actually yarn and knitted into something, and especially one of my patterns, because then I kind of feel like, you know, I designed the pattern, I spun the yarn, and now I'm knitting it together, and it's exciting for me. But I love, it kind of stripes. Then there's like this purpley stripe here. I thought that was cute. I love him. I can't wait to have him all done. So it's in my Ravelry bag. I had mentioned, the last few weeks there was a fiber show this past weekend. So while many other podcasters were at Rhinebeck, I was at a small little fiber show, but it was so much fun. There were actually so many more vendors than I was expecting. And there was a huge variety. There wasn't just yarn and fiber. There were all kinds of finished items, and I mean, it was a great variety of all different things. And then I wish I would have had time to actually like stay and hang out. But it was Sweetest Day, which I want to thank everybody who jumped in the group and posted in last week's show thread talking about, like, so many people have never heard of Sweetest Day, as I now know, but it seems like, I heard from people from Ohio, Michigan, and then Illinois, and I would assume Indiana celebrates as well, since it's in between Ohio and Illinois, and Michigan's right above it, and everything. So it seems to be like that region, everyone there had heard of Sweetest Day, and everyone else was like, really? I didn't know it wasn't national. So that was a really fun thread. I tried to keep up on it. Like I said, I wasn't on Ravelry too much this week, just so much going on. But, so my husband and I we went early. We weren't there too awfully long. And, I found a new dyer who I am just like over the moon about. And it's Destination Yarn. So it's destinationyarn.etsy.com. And I'm going to go ahead and put a picture of her booth in here. And we went, and I was trying to be good. We went around. I was going to make one loop around before I decided what I was going to buy. Well, luckily her booth was like one of the last ones that I had seen, because as soon as I saw this, I had to have it. I love this. It's called, the colorway is Route 66. She calls it the letter base. And the tags with all the information looks like a little postcard. So all of the colorways are inspired by destinations she's been to. She said some colorways are designed from like postcards or pictures of the area, and some colorways are just colors she feels captures the spirit of the destination. So this one was, like I said, Route 66, so that's the front of the little postcard. And I thought it was creative, and she's out of Cleveland, so she's not too far. And she has an Etsy shop, and I will try to remember to link it in the notes. And like I said, it's the Route 66 colorway, which is like a light aqua and a darker aqua, and like this orangey, mango-y color, and like this light kind of peachy. It's just gorgeous. I love this. I've been like waiting for something like this with these colors in it. Like big time. I love these colors right now. This is 100% superwash merino. You get approximately, I'm sure, 400 yards. It's 3.5 ounces, 100 grams of a fingering weight. And she was knitting a hitchhiker out of this when I was talking to her. And it was gorgeous. I'm like, I was sold on the yarn just seeing it on the table. And then seeing it knit up was amazing. So I did take a picture of one of her displays where I got the table I got this from. And I'm going to put it in here. And I love this. I love it. Her Etsy shop, I have to check it again. Because I like came home that day to check it. And it was closed because she was doing shows and stuff. So she had all her inventory out. So I did go onto Etsy. They're supposed to email me when she opens the shop back up. So what you can do is, if you're really interested in seeing her stuff, and if I had more money, I would have bought so many more. But I was really good because I went with $50. That's all I took. And I did so good that I left with like $11 and a little bit of change in my pocket. I didn't even spend it all. I was so proud of myself because money's just really tight right now and I didn't have a lot to blow. And so I treated myself to this. It was the one yarn that I bought. And then I did buy a bump of fiber. Because I have always... So this moves us into the fiber goodness. Because I have no spinning. No spinning got done this week. I'd love to be like, yeah, that's why I don't have any FOs. I was spinning. But no. I've always wanted to spin from a bat. But sometimes when I find them, the colors just don't suit me, or sometimes they can be expensive, or I probably have 1,000,001 excuses. Also a little intimidating because I've never spun from a bat. This is from Peace Eagle Valley, and it is 100% alpaca, and I took a picture of her booth here. And it is 2.6 ounces, and this was probably one of the bigger bats she had. A lot of hers was like right under 2 ounces, and for me, I really would have liked 4. 4 ounces to me is ideal, but she just didn't have any that big, and I love this color. I'm trying to show. There's oranges and some like pinky reds, and it is just gorgeous. This just screams fall to me. And it's 100% alpaca, so it is super soft. You just want to like pet it. So, I know Dawn of Peace Eagle Valley. I've seen her at several other shows. She's a dealer for Spinolution spinning wheels. And she is actually the person who I bought my first drop spindle from. So, she kind of got me into spinning originally. And then Diane of Knittables really inspired me to get a wheel. Kind of stepped that up. So, yeah, so I really wanted to buy something from her and support her, and she had so many lovely bats. Like I said, a lot of them were just really small, and maybe if you were a core spinner or something like that, you would be able to mix it with more stuff and do more with it. Since I don't do any of that fancy stuff and I don't make any kind of art yarn, I'm hoping to get enough. Maybe I can make a little pair of fingerless mitts. That would be nice. So that's my fiber. I have one other fiber to show you, and so spoiler warning, if you are into the World Fiber Club and you have not gotten yours yet for October, you might want to look away. This is the 3rd out of 4 months where the colorway is inspired by like national parks and stuff. This is not my ideal colorway at all, and actually I destashed it this morning. So this is sold. I will actually send this out in a day or two. And it's just not me. It's navy blues, which is my least favorite color in the whole wide world, and Bright Pops Aqua, which I like, and then there's brown, just like this sandy brown. And now she captured the colors in the inspiration picture dead on. The colors really are gorgeous and very vibrant. They're just not my colors. I'm just not a blue person, and I cannot justify keeping this right now if I don't love it. So I would rather destash it and be able to buy something down the road that I love. And it's super soft. It's merino? Yes, it's 4 ounces of merino. I am in the Classic Fiber Club. And I think it's called Bodhi. It's B-O-D-H-I. And it's named after the location of where the picture inspiration's from. So, that's it for fiber. I love merino, so I'm kind of bummed that this is the base that it's on. I wish it was on a base I didn't like. Because then I'm almost like, well, it's merino, and I like spinning merino. But like I said, I don't love it, and right now, I would rather have the money to be able to buy something I love rather than just spin something that's okay. And who knows, I might see pictures on Ravelry of people spinning up their fiber and be like, oh, I should have kept that. But I mean, I opened the envelope and I was like, like really, it didn't do anything for me. But Chris of Into the World is super amazing. I mean, that's gonna happen. You can't please 100% of the club members all the time. So nothing against her. Like I said, just not my colors, not blue, and I would rather send it to a home where it will be loved and spun with joy instead of sitting in my fiber stash. But Into the World, seriously, the fiber prep is always super amazing. It always spins like a dream. I really can't say enough about the club. So that's pretty much it for knitting and spinning. The title of this episode will probably reflect what I'm going to move on to. So if you don't want to hear, I'm going to talk about sewing. Because that's what I've been doing. So if you don't want to hear me talk about sewing, I understand. And I'll see you later. And I'll miss you while you're gone. But I thought it was important to talk about because this is what I've been doing. And part of the podcast is chit-chatting about what I do. And I don't just knit all the time. Most of the time, but not all. Since Halloween is coming up, you have that thing of when you have small children of what do you want to be for Halloween? I can't have normal kids that are like Spider-Man and the Hulk and stuff like that. No. I have creative children who really put a lot of thought into it. Not saying that your kids aren't creative if they want to be Spider-Man and Superman and all that. Please don't take that the wrong way. But they really think outside of the box when it comes to costumes. This is not the first year I've had to make Halloween costumes by any means. I make Halloween costumes probably 60% of the time. And so I have one. My twin boys are 8. And I had one who's like, I want to be a bee. Okay, that's easy enough, a bee, right? How many bee costumes have I seen ever? Probably tons. Yeah, good luck trying to find a bee costume for an 8-year-old boy. We're looking online. So first we get on Amazon. Well, we went to the Walmart first. Walmart had, you know, the Hulk and Spider-Man and, you know, that kind of stuff. Ninja. No, my children did not want to be any of that. He wanted to be a bee. He knew what he wanted to be, and that's what his heart was set on. So we got on Amazon, and you type in bee costume, and I typed in his size, and bee costumes came up. They all had skirts. Skirts and almost like fairy-looking bee wings. I'm like, what the heck? So pretty much anything over a size 4T has a skirt until you get to adults. I could find adult bee costumes that look like bees, not with just skirts. You know, they're slutty bees and everything like that. Because they have to make everything in a slutty version for adults. So I had to make one. So what I decided to do is I bought, he needed a size, he wears probably a size small or medium sweatshirt. So I bought a children's extra large sweatshirt. See if we can get this in. And I sewed on 3 strips of yellow fabric. I measured them out evenly sized, spaced them evenly from the armpits to the elastic edge. I didn't want to sew on this because it's a lot more stretchy and it sucks in a little. So, easy enough fix. The extra large comes almost to his knees, so it'll give him that nice B-shaped body. And the sleeves, he'll either have to just wear them pushed up a little, or I'm going to cut them. It doesn't matter. Sweatshirts don't, it's not like it's going to really unravel when I cut it. But I'm going to have him try it on, and see if he wants the sleeves cut. I mean, he's tried it on once because we had to make sure everything fit because we ended up taking things back. He's just going to wear black sweatpants under it for his legs. And I bought a size small sweatpants, and they were so huge. And they're all Hanes. I bought Hanes sweatsuits. And they seem to be running really big. So, I'm going to take a piece of felt, because I don't have any black fabric. And I think the felt will have a little more structure. And then I'm going to make a little stinger and sew it to the back. So, that will be... This one was easy. Super easy, like I said. Just sewed on some strips of fabric. With the sewing machine. Super easy. And then I found like all kinds of tutorials on how to make wings. You take like a metal coat hanger and you bend it in the shape that you want. And then you stretch pantyhose on it and you can paint it. And okay, that was way more work than I wanted to put into it. So we did go on Amazon. And we found honeybee wings. So there were lots of girly honeybee wings. And I cheated on this one. I will openly admit it's not 100% homemade. But they made the wings for me. So it has the little arm loops and the little wings. Now what stinks is I went stash diving for fabric. So I was not driving 45 minutes to a fabric store. And we have a quilting shop, but it's expensive. There's nothing in there under like $10, $12 a yard. So I had this in my stash. And as you can see, the colors are off, but he didn't care. So you got the wings and the antennas, and they were $6.70 on Amazon. So I went ahead and ordered a book and stuff to get free shipping. And it wasn't a knitting book, so I'm not talking about it. But it was free Super Saver shipping to get that. So his costume was complete. Now, that was easy. Because when I asked the other child, what do you want to be for Halloween? A mummy. A mummy. Crap, right? Like, you'd think you could find some mummy costumes. Well, they didn't have one at the Walmart. And so we went, got on Amazon, $30 for this cheap piece of crap costume that really wasn't real mummy-ish. It just looked like junk. So we're looking all over the internet, and for something in his size, pretty much we found the one. And the other one was like this polyester suit that had on these printed bandage looking things. Once again, like $30 and looked totally cheap. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not paying $30 plus shipping for that. No, mommy's going to make you a costume. So, okay, I'm going to show you, first I'm going to talk about what I did. So, I bought a sweatshirt and sweatpants at Walmart for each boy. Like I said, for the bee costume, I got black, and for the mummy, I got gray because they didn't have white. The sweatshirt and sweatpants were just under $6. They were like $5.96 a piece. Then I went into... Like I said, I don't have a fabric store close, and I'm not paying a fortune at the quilt shop. So I went and bought the cheapest bed sheet that Walmart had, and I think it was like $10. So I cut it into 2 or 3 inch strips, which is nice. You just make little cuts along the sheet. I did cut all of the finished edging off with the, it's folded over and seamed. I cut all the seams off, and then you cut every 3 inches, and then you just pull the strips apart. So I had a bunch of strips. And then what I did is I took the strips and I boiled up some tea in a big pot. I took 3 tea bags, boiled it for 10 minutes in a big pot, and then I put as many strips as would comfortably fit in the pot and boiled them for 3 minutes. I would flip all the strips over so they kind of got coated evenly and boiled it for 3 more, and then removed them, put them in a colander, and let them drip dry a little. So once that was all done, I rinsed all the strips the best that I could to get out as much of the tea as I could, which gave the fabric a really nice antique look. I say, mummies aren't bright white. You crack open one of those sarcophaguses and they're not bright white. And someone's like, oh, you can get like natural colored muslin at a fabric store, right? Yeah, but this adds so much depth. You'll see. I found this tutorial online. If you Google how to make a mummy kids costume. It's like the first video that comes up, and it'll show you step-by-step directions, and this is pretty much what I did. So then I took black Halloween face makeup and just smeared it all over while the rags are wet. Put them in a pillowcase, tied it shut, threw them in the dryer. I don't know that the camera will pick it up, but it looks dirty now in spots. And then I just dried them till they were dry. Little spots. I guess this one really shows, I don't know if the camera will pick it up real well, how it looks dirty. But the dryer sets it so it's not going to bleed and all that. So I had tons of these strips. So I started with the pants. I worked up the leg to the waist, sewing on strips. These are the mummy pants. Now I left little pieces like the ends. I would leave these loose. I mean, they're sewed on nice and tight. They're not coming off. But I would leave these pieces hanging. See, there's got to be some on the front. Yeah, there's a piece here. And even when I was sewing and I missed part of the thing, you can kind of see the sweatpant right here. I just left that open. I'm like, I'm totally fine with that. It's not perfect, but it's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be, you know, 3,000-year-old mummy. So what I did is I start at the bottom, and you just want them to slightly overlap. And I just pinned them with straight pins all up the things. And then I went back on the sewing machine and sewed them on. I did get pricked many, many times. For the pants, it almost would be okay to just sew it on as you go if you didn't want to tack them on. But like stuff like this, I really wanted to make the details pop with all these little pieces, kind of, you know. You don't want it to be perfect. You want them to be, you know, looking a little raggedy. I don't know if you can tell, but there's some, like the teed staining of the fabric I did, they're not all as tan or all as white, and they're not all as dirty. It really gives it a lot of dimension. I hope the camera shows. Like I said, I just sewed them on. Hanes sweatpants. The gray. So the pants went pretty easy. The pants, I mean, it's time consuming for sure. But they're done. He tried them on. They fit great. On to the sweatshirt. I'm not done with the sweatshirt yet, but I'll show you how far I've gotten. So I started with the sleeves. As you can see, the sleeves are still pinned. I got pins all in them. Fabric's kind of sliding down. That will happen. You just overlap it as you sew it on. Well, the problem is the sweatshirt is a small. Even removing the plastic thing on the platform of my sewing machine, it's still yay big and only fits so far down the sleeve. Because the sleeves are just too darn skinny because the sweatshirt's so small. So I can only sew down the sleeve to here. I'm going to have to hand sew all the way down the rest of both sleeves. So from here to here, round and around, I'm going to have to hand sew that on. I'm not looking forward to this. I have today and tomorrow to get this done. Because even though Halloween isn't for a week from today, they do all the festivity stuff over the weekend before Halloween. Because they're not going to interrupt school for parties and have kids out trick-or-treating, you know, on a school night in the middle of the week. So I went as far as I could down the sleeves. And I'm like, okay, I just want to get everything else sewn on so I can just focus on the sleeves later. So I started going and pinning the fabric strips. Now, I thought maybe I'd sew those on with the machine as I went, and I'm glad I didn't. Because the important thing is making it look the way you want. Like this here, you can really see the makeup, where this one strip really kind of got, it's probably the darkest colored one out of them all. And I like that. I like the dirty looking fabric. This was one of the first pieces I put on. So what I did is as I went, I stuck the other strips under it and went through. And like I said, I just kept pinning And if another strip was going to overlap a pin, you take the pin out, put it on top. So you don't lose any, because you don't want your kiddo to get pricked by any of the pins. So then I thought, oh, I'd have fun with it. And I put, like, I knotted 2 pieces together. And there's also one on the sleeve. A little knotted piece. You know, crossed it over, wrapped it around. So this is the front. And this is the back. So I was up till the wee hours of the morning last night doing this, and it stinks because, like, everybody in my house has a cold. And today it decides to warm up. We're finally getting our Indian summer that we've been kind of waiting for, because we went from really hot to super cold, and now we have, like, the perfect 73-degree weather. And then it's supposed to pretty much be warm for trick-or-treating. I bought my kids sweat outfits. You know, this is going to be quite warm with everything sewn on it, because it's normally freezing here for trick-or-treat. We've trick-or-treated in the snow. So we don't have, my kids have never got to wear just their costumes. They've always had to have something warm under them. So now I'm almost worried they'll be too hot running around in these, but let's just hope it works out. So this is what I've been doing the last few days. Working on the mummy. I love it. I think it's fun. I really hope that the camera picks up all the detail, because first off, I worked really hard, and second of all, I really couldn't be happier with how it came out. I think it's going to be an awesome costume, and I really hope I end up finding somebody to pass it down to that will actually use it, because off the top of my head, I don't know anybody, but I put surely a lot of time in it. And probably by the time it was all said and done, by the time I bought the sweat outfit, bought the sheet, and I had to buy the makeup to antique it, and I'll probably put a little bit on his face if he'll let me. I mean, I got about $25 in it, so it's not, I realized I could have gotten one on Amazon for $30 that looked totally cheap. It would have taken me a lot less time. Or I could have spent $25, put a lot of time in it, but made something super awesome that didn't look cheesy. So this was super simple. Anybody can do it. There was no special techniques or anything. You're just sewing strips of fabric onto a shirt. Same with the bee costume. So that's what I've been doing. If you're still watching this far, thanks. I'm just really excited about this. This has taken up a lot of my knitting time. Like I said, I gotta get these sleeves done. I have today and tomorrow to work on it. And that's it. We're good. So yay! So don't forget, 1 week left for both knit-alongs. I will close both knit-alongs October 31st at noon Eastern Daylight Time. If you're international or you're looking up the time zone, it's the same time zone as New York, because sometimes they just list the big cities in each time zone. Lots of great prizes to give away. I look forward to seeing who wins. It's always fun. So that's it for me this week. I am Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, and until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.